Hold on.
Look for any night liquid. Day liquid.
Piece of pipe stem in the field.
That's a good sign.
That is a very good sign.
Piece of pipe stem. Chunky piece.
Yeah. So this?
Yeah, it's a nail.
Oh,
It's detecting for nails.
It's something metal.
That's not metal.
Bowl.
Yeah. Pottery.
What? Oh, is it a nail? What's it? It's in that little dirt there. Oh.
Oh,
What is that?
what is it?
It's a bit of coin.
Definitely what it is.
Okay, well it's a thing.
It is a thing. Can you see?
Here, fill the hole in there. Wait, actually 2 seconds. We'll double check it.
I'm going to show you as soon as we get out of the field.
I mean, it looks like it was round.
Yeah. It might have marks on the side. I don't know. It's something though. It's exciting.
It is exciting. It might be a thing.
That's thunder.
That is fun.
Okay. Well, what do we do?
Going to thunder and lightning, so we're running away. But we've just thought we'd found something. Okay.
Back at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You see the rain coming and you can hear the thunder, and the first rule of metal detecting is not to metal detect in a thunderstorm. Wow, that's a clod.
Oh,
Camera.
I'm already filming. Nail.
Yeah? Where's that stick? Not now.
Because you did take coins as well.
Nope.
What is Wilson?
Is it another nail?
It's a screw this time.
Whoa!
Right, take that.
Oh, I think it might be in the pile. That big.
I think I can see it.
What is it? Oh, it's a.
It is. I think it's from a tractor or something. It's a Roman animal head. It's a bird head. Here, take that so I can double check. There you go. But that's not a screw.
It's a big clod.
Well, that's what you do, and then put it back.
Oh. Come on, coin. What's that? What?
It's shiny.
Shiny! It's
What is it?
It might be a wrapper or a Coke
Oh, is it a Coke can?
Can pass the tool.
What Coke can's it going to be?
Be a Christmas one. I think it's, oh no, it's a multi-pack. Not to be. There you go. There's our first double check the hole.
Yeah, together.
But I think. Got our first Coke can. There you go, Poopy. To clean it up and put it on display.
What?
Look at this little nug. Is this a little nug of metal?
Yeah.
It's a small nugget.
Another little nugget. Piece of iron.
Could be a horse or a boot plate, a horseshoe. Or... Clean it up.
Now we'll actually double check.
It's not a screw or a nail though.
Double check.
Yep.
Is it round? So that's definitely that.
What ear that? Coin.
I don't know. I don't know.
Take
It
it.
could just be a random. We'll take it and clean it.
Yeah.
It's not about what you find. It's about the experience. Also, it's about what you find. It's an old
It is an old nail. I think we could probably make something out of them.
Do that, yeah?
Yes. It's not another.
Well, cylindrical. I don't know what it is. Oh, I don't think this is a nail. I think this is part. Is it part of a buckle?
Oh, could be.
It could be part of a buckle.
Could be. Let's say it is.
Yeah. This is a bit of a random find. But look. That is a really quite large belemnite fossil.
Wow.
I mean, has this been dropped here, or is this
Could be part, could be
living
fossil,
here?
It's quite a lot of this landscape is like old marshlands and stuff.
Yeah,
and
this was underwater, wasn't it? Hmm. So got a signal, dug, and digging the hole, I've just pulled this up, which looks like some green glazed.
Yeah,
That
looks
could
like
almost be
something.
like medieval. They did
Yeah.
find some green medieval glazed ware near here in the archaeology
That
thing I
sort of
read.
Stuff you find on the Thames.
That's sort of like almost like it could have been filled with coins. What's the signal? Wait, let me clean it. Wow.
That's nice.
That's nice. And look, it's really quite old looking at the...
Is it green?
Yeah, look. This green glazed terracotta.
Ooh.
That could be really old. Like I said, in the archaeological thing I read about this place, they said they found green glazed medieval ware.
It's not. Is it glazed? It looks kind of matte.
Well, no, it's
It's
shiny.
just dirty.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Well, it's
that
a
is
thing.
old. That is old.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's see what was in the hole with it.
Oh, it's that. What's that?
Is that a buckle?
Ooh. Oh. What is that? It looks intriguing.
That's like intriguing. It's not a nail. Or
So this is just a. Wow. Okay. What's that? Is it like an Iron Age buckle, coat clasp?
I mean,
It could be. I don't know. That looks really cool.
doesn't it? And being in the
Oh, with the medieval.
this,
Wow. Okay. It's not a coin, but could be better. How are we ever gonna? I don't know. Okay.
have to do like some research. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna have another men look around this hole. Just
Yeah.
this is like
More medieval pottery. Is that metal? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I need a sieve.
Yeah, for a second.
So we just met the farmer who very kindly gave us permission to detect on his land, and our buckle is probably a linchpin, which is used to keep wheels on tractors and wagons and things. So yeah, he was like, "Do you find anything?" And we were like, "Maybe a buckle." He was like, "That's a linchpin." So yeah, it's probably a linchpin. But the pottery's old.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know about this flint. It's got. The only reason I'm thinking about it is because it's got 3 planes, and this one of the edges looks very gently tooled. I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of flint in this field that I can see, so I'm not sure. So I'll take it and see.
I thought so. This is the trail we dug up with the detector last year. We were using it. Yeah, I have to say.
Is that a nail? I see there. Yeah. Oh wow, so much for a coin. Crystal of some sort. Quartz, do you think?
Maybe, yeah. I'm going to take it for Oscar. Because it's a big bit.
It looks like a very promising flint.
Doesn't it?
Oh my goodness.
It's got a big bulbous passion. It's been worked along the edge. Okay, you're the flint woman.
Oh, I just don't know.
It's not like this field is full of flint.
No.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know. But I mean, it's the shape of. I don't. Does it look like it's been like tooled down there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's got really obvious tooling marks there.
But that could be from a blade of a plough. That's yeah, it's a good possibility though.
We'll keep it. It looks like if a plough had gone over that, we'd have just cut it down.
Yeah, maybe.
It looks a bit too light for
Yeah.
plough marks. There's so many of them. Oh. So nearby the field that we detected in Lincolnshire was a place called Boston, and Boston, as we found when we went to visit, actually has quite an incredible link with the Pilgrim Fathers who travelled on the Mayflower from England to America. So we thought we'd share some of the history with you.
In the 17th century, religion was dictated by the head of state. Not conforming to the religious ideals of the time was treason. Due to their rejection of the corrupted Church of England, a group of Puritans known as the Separatists decided to worship in secret, facing arrest for their non-conformity. One night, in the autumn of 1607, close to this site, a passionate and determined group of men, women and children secretly met a ship to take them downriver and across the North Sea to the Netherlands. They planned to defy the authority of the English Church and escape the country to live in religious freedom. Many had travelled from Scrooby, near Gainsborough, and were hoping for a new life where they could worship as they wished. They had secretly arranged passage with the captain of a ship. However, having taken their money, he betrayed them to the local militia, who seized the group and took their valuables, books and personal possessions. Stripped of their belongings and hope, the group were taken by boat back to Boston and held at the Guildhall home to the magistrates' court and cells. After a month, most were sent back, from whence they came, but 7 ringleaders were ordered to the High Assize Court of Lincoln. Unfortunately, no surviving evidence records whether they ever travelled to Lincoln. These events were recorded by William Bradford, one of the most famous pilgrims, in his journal of Plymouth Plantation. The following year, the group made another attempt to escape England, leaving from near Immingham, near North Lincolnshire. This time they successfully reached Holland and lived briefly in Amsterdam before moving to Leiden.
Perhaps most famously, 13 years after trying to escape from Boston, a group of these original men and women sailed back to England and then on to America. These pilgrims set sail on the Mayflower in 1620 for a completely new life in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So there is a monument where we were because it was the point where they had originally tried to escape from England. And William Bradford, as we've already said, was one of the most famous Pilgrim Fathers. And there is a section of his journal of Plymouth Plantation, where he talks about the betrayal that they faced in Boston.
Though they could not stay, yet they were not suffered to God, but the ports and havens were shut against them. So they were fain to seek secret means of countenance, to bribe and fee the mariners, and give extraordinary rates for their passage. And yet were they oftentimes betrayed, many of them, and both they and their goods intercepted and surprised, and thereby put to great troubles, of which I will give an instance, or two, and admit the rest. There was a large company of them, purposed to get passage at Boston in Lincolnshire, and for that end had hired a ship wholly to themselves, and made agreement with the master to be ready at a certain day, and take them and their goods in at a convenient place, where they accordingly would all attend in readiness. So after long waiting and large expenses, though he kept not day with them, yet he came at length and took them in the night. But when he had them and their goods aboard, he betrayed them, having beforehand plotted with the searchers and other officers to do so, who took them and put them into open boats, and there rifled and ransacked them, searching them to their shirts for money. Yet even the women further then became modest, and then carried them back into the town, and made them a spectacle and wonder to the multitude, which came flocking on all sides to behold them. Being thus first by the officers rifled and stripped of their money, books and much of other goods, they were presented to the magistrates, and messengers sent to inform the lords of the council of them, and so they were committed to ward. Indeed, the magistrates used them courteously, and showed them what favour they could, but could not deliver them, till order came from the council table. After a month's imprisonment, the greatest part were dismissed, and sent to the places from whence they came, but 7 of the principals were still kept in prison, and bound over to the assizes.
Hello! So that was our first metal detecting of our own permission, our first own permission from a lovely farmer who gave us permission to detect his land. And he has a lot of land, but that was the only field that had been cut, harvested. So next year when we go back, maybe we can try some other fields. There is a lot of history in that area, and in some of the other places on his land there have been archaeological finds and like sort of like digs. Archaeologists have went there in the 90s, I believe, and found some Roman things and some medieval things and some Neolithic and all sorts of very cool stuff. So yeah, we were quite excited to have a look.
Have a go.
It wasn't the most successful metal detecting trip, but it was our first one. We didn't have the pinpointer because we forgot it. We're very sorry about that. But yeah, we found 2 interesting things, I think.
And 3 vaguely interesting things. That. And
yeah. And unfortunately, as you've seen in the film, our medieval brooch, buckle, coat clasp is most likely a linchpin.
So embarrassing.
It was a little embarrassing, but we weren't to know because we are not farmers and we didn't, vehicle enthusiasts, so we did not know. But it's still a cool find because for a brief time we were very excited.
We were.
So
well, it came out the same hole as one of our best finds, didn't it?
It did.
Which is this. So that led us to believe that this was something, because it came out literally the same hole, but it wasn't. This is.
So yes, this is the chunky piece of pottery we found, and as soon as it came out, I recognised that it was medieval. And green glazed ware, like the stuff we find on the Thames. And we got in contact with Richard Hemery, Mudlarking pottery expert, and sent in some pictures and asked his opinion. And Richard said that it was a very interesting piece because it appeared to him that the handle had been made from one stronger type of clay and the body from another.
You can see that clearly from the different coloured.
Yeah. I think it's got little finger marks in it too.
I think it has there. I think that is one.
Yeah, look, these two too, where the handle has been attached. he guessed between 1350 and 1500. So yeah, he said it is a medieval jug handle, which is so exciting. And we do find bits like this on the Thames, but the fact that it was just
in a field.
in the middle of a field makes it more exciting to us.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. Why was it there?
Yeah, because you know why you find pottery like this in the Thames, because it's been a city that's been lived
Rubbish, and it's like rubbish, isn't
yeah.
it? But this must have been...
But yeah, London's been a city that's been lived in forever. But this, how did this end up in the middle of a field in Lincolnshire?
In the same hole as a linchpin.
In the same hole as that's the another wonderful thing about the linchpin is that because this is underground, we never would have found this if we hadn't got the signal from the linchpin.
Forgive the linchpin. I forgive you.
And we did also find another tiny part of it. Actually, when I look at it, looks like it has decoration on it.
Well, I thought the handle had like this arrow shaped. Looks like had decoration, like inside decoration.
So yeah, it's beautiful. It's medieval. Someone at some point in history.
To cook in there, maybe because we thought it was a cooking pot, and we were not sure because it looks slightly blackened inside, but that could be the different coloured clay. But maybe someone took a jug of water to the field to work, or it broke, so they just left it there. Yeah. It's very evocative.
It is that someone in history, probably medieval times, left this in that field. And it's wonderful and chunky, and it does have finger press marks.
And it is 2 different sorts of clay, like Richard said.
2 different sorts of clay. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I think this is my favourite find. And it's really it's a wonderful thing to hold in your hand. And it makes me
hopeful,
optimistic about what else could be in that field.
Well, that leads you to the other good find, which is this, which was the only signal for coins in the field apart from our Coke can.
Which we were actually quite excited about.
Vaguely, yeah.
We've been watching
The Detectorists.
Well, because me and Mum love the programme The Detectorists. That if you haven't watched, you should. I don't know, it must be somewhere you can watch it in America. But before we went detecting, we decided to show Oscar The Detectorists because we thought he'd get very excited, which he did. And they have a big thing in the programme about finding ring pulls. So this has a ring pull on it.
It's a modern one. They find old ones. He ages them, doesn't he?
He dates them by... But yeah, so that was quite exciting. It felt like we were proper detectorists because we'd found a Coca-Cola can. But this is not a Coca-Cola can.
No. I think it is a medieval trade weight, because if you look at this close-up picture now, you can see that it has incisions.
It's just showing the picture.
Oh, it has incisions and raised parts, and if you look at pictures of medieval trade weights, it's not Roman because most of them are conical shaped, but I'm pretty certain this is part of a broken medieval trade weight, and it would match the medievalness of the jug, which is quite good. And trade weights were lead weights have been used in trade since the Roman period and were used for weighing quantities of coins as well as goods. So they were used to check that coins were true and the weight of, I don't know, small things.
And obviously this is broken. It would have been round, but it just looks very remarkably similar to some of the pictures of the weights we've seen online. And it was round, it is lead, and it does appear to have some markings.
It looks like an A to me.
And raised bits on it. So yeah, the picture, you can decide for yourselves, but that's what we think it is.
Yeah, we're being optimistic.
Yeah, and it seems odd to have had a round piece of lead for no reason.
Yeah,
it's not like
was a weight.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a melted bit of lead. It's very deliberately been made into this shape.
So that's exciting.
That is exciting. That was a find that we found in a field with our metal detector.
In nearly a storm, which we ran away from.
We did. So yeah, we found some clay pipe stems, which is It's a sign that that field's been used for a long time. Lots of nails.
Loads of nails.
And
Metal
random
pieces.
metal pieces. Because we do know that you can set your detector to just look for recognise like coins and jewellery, but we decided to do all metals for our first trip because it would be exciting to Oscar even just to find nails. And luckily we did, because else the linchpin wouldn't have shown up, which would have meant we didn't find the pottery.
I found to the bottom of possibly a shotgun cartridge.
It's a shotgun shell. It's a 12 gauge shotgun shell. It's cool. And then our
flints.
We found one each. I found this one, and Mum found this one. And there really wasn't... that field did not have flint in it.
It had a few bits, but not many.
No. Yeah, it didn't have like big chunks of flint in. It wasn't a flint field. But these two bits just looked promising.
Especially that bit there. That's
got
there.
the gouge marks out of it, like someone has worked it. Yeah, that's not done by a tractor or
a plough.
A plough.
No, because...
And they don't... Well, this farmer's worked on this farm his entire life, and they never plough the fields. They don't have a plough.
Yeah, they don't plough, no.
So, because they grow rapeseed, which does not need to be ploughed. So...
And mine's just got the 3 planes, which is unusual for a flint. But we don't know.
Yeah.
But we always like to pick up ones that perhaps...
And this one almost looks like it could have been worked around the edge. So, we don't know. They might be, they might not. But you never know. So those...
I found a fuse.
Oh, you also found a fuse.
So that was it, wasn't it?
So those were our finds from the field. And we just have to say thank you again to the Northern Mudlarks who gifted Oscar that metal detector. And you may have noticed we were using 2 for part of the film, and that is because our nanny and granddad, who we were staying with at the time, gifted us a metal detector as well, which we haven't quite got the hang of using yet. So yeah, we very much enjoyed it. Next year when we go back to Lincolnshire, I'm sure we will do some more detecting. Take a pinpointer this time. See if we could find anything else. I would like to find some more pottery, I think. But all of this metal that we found isn't going to go to waste, because we have some plans for some metal crafts, which brings us into...
So our news.
Yes. So you may have noticed that we no longer make separate crafting films, and we quite often just put the craft at the end of the video. But we did really enjoy making the crafting films. It was just, they didn't get as many views as our normal videos, which is completely fine, but
YouTube
didn't like that. So we decided to just put them at the end of the videos to keep the algorithm happy, and that meant we could still do crafting. But we really did enjoy it, so we're thinking that we're going to put up 1 separate long crafting film a month.
So 1 week there'll be 2 films?
Yeah, so we'll keep on uploading a Mudlarking film every week, but we will, once a month, we will also have a long Mudlark length crafting film.
Usually about dolls or dolls' houses.
Dolls and dolls' houses, and making chess pieces and such for our chess set.
But you have some very exciting plans, don't we?
We do. So for the metal, we are going to be using some bits of metal.
Some of the nails we found.
To make a bed for our frozen Charlottes, a cot for our frozen Charlottes to go in the doll's house. So we're excited about that.
We've got lots of other things to do with the doll's house.
All sorts of other things, yes.
Putting this dog's legs back on. Maybe making him a head.
Oh, and the little headless cat. Yeah, so...
Oh, and some plans for the actual structure of the doll's house.
Yes, very exciting plans.
Yeah. So that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks.
I think so, yeah. And you may have noticed this film has come up on a Thursday again, and we think that, we're so sorry to do this again, but we think for the foreseeable future we will be uploading on Thursdays, just because suddenly I'm working a lot and it's not like set days. I don't work a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, so it's quite, it's difficult, but quite often I work on the weekends, so even though we moved to Monday, that still means like the 2 days before the film goes up, I'm not able to work on it and Mum's not able to. So we think Thursdays for now. That's it. We're very sorry, and we hope that's okay.
And we will be changing our banner
Yes,
to say that.
To say that. And we just have to say another massive thank you to Kazzy from Instagram, who has made us this wonderful... Well, she painted this wonderful watercolour.
It's stunning.
After watching some of our videos, and it's absolutely wonderful. It has all of our favourite things to find. There'll be some close-up details. And it's called Mermaid in the Mud, Mudlarking. And it's got our mudlarking bird, it's got frozen Charlottes, it's got bee pottery, it's got clay pipes and heads and limbs and mini bottles and beads. Hagstones.
It looks almost three-dimensional, it's crazy.
It's really, really wonderful. And then she also wrote us a letter on the back, and she illustrated us. So this is me in her origin yellow, and then this is Mum in her blue. It's absolutely wonderful and we love it, and it shall be going up in the crafting station.
We need to frame it. We need a frame.
I think we're going to frame it like this. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful, and we love when people show us the artwork that they make after watching our videos. So yes, this will be going. Pride of Place near Charlotte's Robin and Nick and Jane's cartoon. Yes, thank you, Kazzy. It's absolutely wonderful.
That's beautiful.
So we just have to say one more thank you to all of our wonderful Patreons and our Ko-fi donors and everyone that likes, comments and subscribes. And we will see you again next week, hopefully back on the Thames. And we will leave you with some shots of our trip to Lincolnshire, because it's a very beautiful place. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.